What if the friend you trusted with your deepest passion stabbed you in the back, only to watch you rise and crush their dreams? My name is Elena Rivera, a 28-year-old chef who'd spent years perfecting a recipe that was my heart and soul, a fusion dish called saffron bliss, blending Spanish paella with Peruvian spices, a creation born from my grandmother's kitchen in Miami. I'd poured countless nights into it, my hands stained with saffron, my mind racing with flavors, dreaming of opening my own restaurant. It wasn't just food, it was my identity, a legacy I'd carry forward. My best friend since culinary school, Tessa Monroe, had been by my side through every trial taste, her laughter echoing as we tweaked the recipe. I trusted her implicitly, sharing every detail, believing our bond was unbreakable. The betrayal came like a thief in the night. It was a humid Friday evening when I caught wind of Tessa's new venture, a pop-up restaurant in downtown Miami, hyped on social media with a dish eerily similar to saffron bliss. My stomach churned as I scrolled through her Instagram, the vibrant colors, the exact spice balance. I'd recognize my creation anywhere. Panic gripped me, my hands trembling as I called her. "Tessa, what's this dish?" I demanded, my voice cracking. She laughed, a sound that once warmed me now cutting like glass. "Oh, Elena, it's just inspiration. You didn't patent it, did you? It's fair game." Fair game? My heart sank, rage bubbling beneath the shock. She'd stolen my recipe, my dream, and dismissed it with a smirk. The next day, I confronted her at her pop-up, the air thick with the aroma of my stolen dish. The place was packed, critics raving, and Tessa stood there, basking in applause, her eyes gleaming with triumph. "You can't prove it's yours," she said, her tone icy. "We worked on it together. Maybe I improved it." Inside, I was a storm. Humiliation burned my cheeks, betrayal twisted my gut, and a quiet, seething fury took root. We had worked together, yes, but the core was mine, a gift from my abuela, perfected in solitude. I trusted her with my heart, and she turned it into a weapon. "This isn't over," I whispered, my voice shaking, but she only shrugged, turning back to her adoring crowd. The fallout was swift and devastating. My savings, meant for my own restaurant, were depleted as I tried to compete, renting a tiny kitchen to recreate saffron bliss under a new name, Golden Harvest. But Tessa's pop-up gained traction, her dish outselling mine at local markets, her name plastered on food blogs. My confidence wavered, self-doubt creeping in. Had I misjudged her all along? Was I delusional to think I could win? My abuela's voice echoed in my mind. "Cook with love, Elena, and the world will taste it." But love felt distant as I struggled to pay rent, my hands raw from endless cooking. Tessa's success was a knife in my back, each sale a reminder of her theft. The pressure intensified when a food critic, Javier Morales, announced a citywide culinary competition in 2 weeks, offering a $50,000 prize and a restaurant contract, my last shot at redemption. But Tessa had already signed up, her confidence a slap in the face. I had no team, no funding, just a battered kitchen and a recipe she'd hijacked. My nights were sleepless, my mind a battlefield. Anger at Tessa warred with fear of failure, hope flickering like a dying flame. I thought of quitting, of letting her have it, but the image of my abuela's proud smile steeled me. I'd fight, not just for me, but for her legacy. Then came the threat. One evening, as I prepped ingredients, a brick crashed through my kitchen window, a note tied to it. "Back off the competition, or your place burns." My heart stopped, fear flooding me as I scanned the dark street. Tessa wouldn't stoop that low. Would she? But the note's jagged handwriting suggested otherwise. I called the police, but they dismissed it as vandalism, leaving me vulnerable. My hands shook as I swept up the glass, my resolve hardening. This wasn't just about a recipe anymore. It was survival. I had 2 weeks, a stolen dream, and a rival who'd stop at nothing. But beneath the terror, a plan began to form, a secret weapon I'd kept hidden, one that could turn the tables on Tessa's betrayal. The brick through my kitchen window marked a turning point, a chilling escalation that plunged me into a world of paranoia and determination. As Elena Rivera, a chef fighting to reclaim my stolen recipe, I barricaded my tiny Miami kitchen each night, the creak of every floorboard sending my heart racing. The note, "Back off the competition, or your place burns," haunted me, its threat a shadow I couldn't shake. Was Tessa behind it? The thought twisted my stomach, a mix of disbelief and dread. She'd been my confidant, my sister-in-arms in culinary school. But her theft of saffron bliss had revealed a side I'd never seen, ruthless, calculating. Inside, I grappled with a storm of emotions. Betrayal gnawed at my trust, fear gripped my chest, and a simmering anger pushed me to act. I couldn't prove the threat came from Tessa, but I couldn't ignore it either. The police offered little help, labeling it a prank, leaving me to fortify my space with locks and a baseball bat by my side. My days blurred into a frantic rhythm, cooking Golden Harvest to refine it, scouring markets for loyal suppliers, and dodging Tessa's smug updates on social media. Her pop-up was thriving, her version of my recipe raking in praise, each post a dagger. My self-worth wobbled, doubts whispering I'd never catch up. Had I poured my soul into a dream only to lose it? But then I'd recall my abuela's hands guiding mine, her voice urging me to persevere, and a flicker of hope reignited. What Tessa didn't know, what I'd kept buried, was my secret weapon. During those late nights perfecting saffron bliss, I documented everything. Handwritten notes, video recordings of my process, and a signed affidavit from my abuela before she passed, attesting the recipe's origin. I'd store them in a locked box, a precaution against theft, never imagining I'd need them against Tessa. Now, they were my lifeline. I retrieved the box from under my bed, my hands trembling as I flipped through the pages, dates, spice ratios, her shaky signature. This was proof. But using it meant exposing myself to her wrath, and with the competition looming in 12 days, time was a luxury I didn't have. I sought an ally in Carlos, a local food critic I'd befriended at a market stall. We met at a secluded cafe, the hum of conversation masking my anxiety. "Carlos, Tessa stole my recipe," I said, my voice low. "I have proof. But she's winning and someone threatened me." His eyes widened, a mix of shock and resolve. "Elena, that's serious. If you enter the competition with this, you'll need to go public, fast. But watch your back. She might retaliate." His warning sent a shiver down my spine, but I nodded. I needed exposure, and the competition was my stage. I began filming a behind-the-scenes video, showcasing Golden Harvest's creation, hinting at my proof without revealing it, uploading it to a new Instagram account. The response was immediate. Followers grew, comments praising my authenticity. But Tessa's silence was deafening. The threats escalated. One night, my kitchen door was forced open, flour sack slashed, a new note, "Quit or you're next." My heart pounded as I called Carlos, my voice breaking. "She's coming for me," I gasped. He arrived with a locksmith, his face grim. "This is beyond rivalry," he said. "File a police report and let's get you legal help." I did, the officer's skepticism fueling my resolve. A lawyer, Sophia, took my case pro bono, reviewing my evidence. This could win in court, she said, but the competition's your chance to strike first. We'll serve Tessa a cease and desist tomorrow. The move was risky. Tessa could countersue, or her threats could turn violent, but I had no choice. I threw myself into prep. My kitchen, a war zone of pots and pans, my mind a battlefield. Anger at Tessa's betrayal clashed with fear of failure, hope battling despair. I perfected Golden Harvest, adding a twist, black garlic, to differentiate it, a flavor Tessa couldn't replicate. My savings dwindled, my hands blistered, but I pressed on, driven by my abuela's legacy. The competition was 10 days away, and Tessa's pop-up announced a special event, likely to overshadow me. I felt the noose tightening, my every move watched. But beneath the chaos, my secret proof and new twist were my edge, a ticking bomb ready to explode in Tessa's face. The culinary competition loomed like a storm on the horizon, the air in Miami thick with anticipation and my own dread. As Elena Rivera, I stood in the bustling convention center kitchen, the clatter of pans and sizzle of oil a chaotic symphony around me. The $50,000 prize and restaurant contract were within reach, but so was Tessa's shadow. My hands shook as I prepped Golden Harvest, the black garlic twist a secret weapon, my proof locked in a folder nearby. Inside, I was a whirlwind. Fear of Tessa's retaliation gnawed at me, rage at her theft fueled my resolve, and a fragile hope anchored me. The past week had been a gauntlet. The cease and desist served, her furious denial, and a Molotov cocktail scare outside my kitchen that the police barely investigated. She was fighting dirty, and I was her target. The event began with a packed audience, food critics like Javier Morales judging, and Tessa's station buzzing with confidence. Her dish, her stolen saffron bliss, gleamed under lights, her smile a mask of triumph. I caught her eye, her glare a silent threat, and my stomach tightened. The clock ticked down, 3 hours to cook, present and win. I worked feverishly, my mind racing with memories. Tessa's laughter as we tasted together, the brick through my window, the affidavit from my abuela. Each cut of onion, each stir of saffron was a battle cry against her betrayal. But midway, a sabotage. Someone had tampered with my stove, the flame flickering erratically. Panic surged, my heart pounding as I scrambled to adjust, sweat beading on my forehead. Was it Tessa? I had no proof, but the timing screamed her handiwork. I adapted, using a backup burner, my hands steadying as I focused on Golden Harvest's aroma, rich, smoky, unique. The audience murmured, sensing the drama, and Javier approached, his notepad in hand. Trouble, he asked, his tone curious. Just a challenge, I replied, forcing a smile, my mind screaming with defiance. Tessa's dish was served first, the crowd applauding, her confidence unshaken. Then came my turn. I plated Golden Harvest, the black garlic adding a depth that turned heads, and presented with a shaky but proud voice. This is my creation, stolen by a friend, but reborn with my soul. Gasps rippled as I opened my folder, revealing the affidavit and videos. This proves Saffron Bliss is mine, I said, my voice breaking with emotion. Tessa lunged forward, her face contorted. She's lying. We collaborated, she shrieked, her composure shattering. Inside, her outburst fueled my resolve, the years of trust betrayed flashing before me. Javier intervened, reviewing my evidence, his expression darkening. The room buzzed, tension thick, as the judges deliberated. Tessa's threats echoed, her pop-up success, the attacks, and I braced for her counterattack. Suddenly, a shout, Security dragged a man from the crowd, a thug with a lighter, confessing Tessa had paid him to disrupt me. My heart stopped, fear and triumph colliding. The judges conferred, and Javier announced, Elena's evidence is valid. Tessa's dish is disqualified pending investigation. The crowd erupted, Tessa's scream piercing the air as she was escorted out, her glare promising vengeance. I stood frozen, relief flooding me, but also a chilling unease. Tessa's connections might strike again. Javier approached, his handshake firm. You've won, Elena. The prize is yours and will ensure justice. The words hit me like a wave, my knees weak, my mind reeling with the cost, fear, sleepless nights, the brink of ruin. But I'd fought, and I'd won. My abuela's legacy intact. As I left the stage, a text from Sofia, my lawyer, lit my phone. Tessa's facing charges. Stay safe. The war wasn't over, but the battle was mine. The victory at the culinary competition was a bittersweet triumph, a beacon of light after weeks of darkness. As Elena Rivera, I stood in my newly awarded restaurant kitchen, the $50,000 prize funding its launch, the contract securing my future. The crowd's cheers still echoed in my ears, but inside, I wrestled with a complex tapestry of emotions, relief washing over me like a balm, pride swelling at my abuela's legacy, and a lingering fear from Tessa's threats. The thug's confession had led to her arrest, charges of theft and intimidation piling up, but her parting glare haunted me, a shadow I couldn't shake. I'd won, but the cost, nights of terror. The betrayal of a friend left scars. Golden Harvest Restaurant opened 3 months later, a vibrant space with saffron-hued walls and a menu built on my creations. The black garlic twist became our signature, critics raving, lines stretching out the door. My team, loyal cooks I'd handpicked, worked with me, their respect a healing force. But my mind often drifted to Tessa, her pop-up shuttered, her reputation in tatters. News reports showed her trial, her tearful denials, and I felt a cold satisfaction. Inside, I grappled with my feelings. Part of me wanted to revel in her ruin, to savor the justice, but another part, a softer, wiser part, mourned the friend she'd been. I chose to focus on my success, letting karma do its work. Tessa's downfall was swift. Convicted of intellectual property theft and coercion, she faced jail time and a hefty fine, her culinary career destroyed. I watched the verdict on TV, her handcuffs a stark image, and felt a mix of closure and unease. A letter arrived days later, her handwriting shaky. I'm sorry, Elena. I was desperate. Please forgive me. My chest tightened, memories of our laughter flashing by. I didn't respond. Forgiveness was a bridge too far, but I didn't burn the letter either. A small piece of our past I couldn't erase. My focus shifted to building, not destroying. The restaurant thrived, grossing $1 million in its first year. My brand outselling Tessa's former venture tenfold. I launched a cooking school, teaching young chefs, honoring my abuela's legacy. One evening, as I oversaw a class, Javier Morales visited, his praise warming me. You've redefined Miami's food scene, he said, offering a partnership with a food network. I accepted, my confidence soaring, my fear fading. My family, who doubted me during the ordeal, came to the restaurant, tears in their eyes. We're proud, Elena, my mom said, hugging me. I forgave their silence, their love a bonus I hadn't expected. But the past lingered. One night, a suspicious car circled the restaurant, its engine a low growl. My heart raced, old fears resurfacing. But security dispersed it, likely a remnant of Tessa's allies. I installed cameras, my resolve hardening. She couldn't touch me now. My brand, Rivera's Feast, expanded to 2 locations. My net worth climbing to $5 million. I donated to culinary scholarships, ensuring others wouldn't face my struggles. Standing on my restaurant balcony, the Miami skyline aglow, I thought of my journey from a stolen recipe to an empire. Tessa's betrayal had nearly broken me, but it forged me into a titan, my abuela's spirit in every dish. I was unstoppable, and the world would taste my triumph. Thank you for following this story. If you like emotional and dramatic stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to read more interesting stories.